YouTube, what's happening today? Bariatric Bernie coming alive from my kitchen. Not my basement this time. Figured I'd step it up a little bit. Well, basically, my son and wife aren't home, so I can do this upstairs. If you hear anything going on in the background, it's just my dog. He's a little bit nuts. We've been inside all day. No rain, which meant no work for me today. I work outside, which you would know that if you've been following the channel. And to those who do follow it, thank you very much. Very, very happy. I got 5 subscribers. That's just going to have to do for now. So, lazy day. I went to the gym. I might go again tonight. I don't know. My hamstrings are, well, my left hamstring is feeling a little tight right now. So I don't know if I really want to push that and then give myself Charlie horse while I'm sleeping and have, if anybody's had one, it ain't fun. So, I don't know. I'm going to feel it out, see what happens. I've been wanting to go 2-a-days, and today it's just so boring. I got so much energy. I need to go do something. But one of the things that I could do is make another video to kind of stay up to date with everybody. And so my topic today is influencers. It's the cool thing to be an Instagram influencer, or an influencer on YouTube, or a fitness influencer. And Jesus, I can't even say the word. Influencer of some type, whether it be fitness, whether it be a gym, whether it be cooking, whatever. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, geez, since I've started this journey. And, even when I was a kid, I've always had my quote-unquote heroes. And it's not like firemen or anybody like that. It is more along the lines of, wait a second, hold on, my dog's got some. I'm going to be right back. Milo, come on. Get. You're fine. Oh, my dog is awesome. Just got to keep him in check. Loves to eat everything, and he can rip right through it. And he's currently looking out the window at a car, so he might be a few barks. No, hey, listen, anybody who's married, they've gotten barked at before. So, my influences. Growing up, my sports heroes, it was, Ray Bork, it was Bo Jackson, it was Lawrence Taylor, until I found out he did coke. Then I wore number 56 while I played football, because I was a huge fan of his. Well, that kind of, that took a turn for the worst. And as I've grown up and older, I see how much of a non-role model / hero that guy is. But Frank Thomas, as far as baseball went, was huge. Ray Bork, Cam Neely, for my hockey guys. And then when you start to get a little bit older, you just become fans. These guys aren't heroes, but guys like Trot Nixon of the Sox, Pedro Martinez, just in case everybody out there doesn't know. Best pitcher in baseball during his time, and I'd love to argue that with somebody. But as I progressed, especially with working out and getting healthy, I started thinking back when I was younger of those guys, but also guys of today that have influenced what I do and how I do it and why I do what I do. And mostly I found them here on YouTube, or I found them on Instagram, or just, kind of going around the social media circuit. You just find stuff in random places. But some of the guys that I like to follow here on YouTube, and Instagram for that matter, guy like JeffNippard, he's very science-based, very relaxed, and he is a great source of content when it comes to understanding the ins and outs of macros and how to set things up, and basically the scientific end of things. I haven't seen too many videos where he's really going crazy as far as lifting, but the guy's got a great physique, and it's 2023. I can say that without having to worry about getting too nuts. But he's a great source of content. Check him out. It's Jeff, and then last name is Nippard. He also was the not creator, but I forget how much of an extent he has as a role in a thing called Macro Factor, which you can find it on Facebook. It's a whole group that actually I'm in. And then basically it's just an app for your phone where it can help coach you in order to reach goals, whether that be a caloric surplus to bulk up in a safe way, so to speak. So you're not doing what would be termed as a dirty bulk, or a cut. And you know, it takes into a lot of stuff, and it's a very scientific approach, and I think it's wonderful. I think he seems like a nice guy, and I would recommend him any day. And if I can figure this damn thing out, I'll get a link on my page to him. At least I'll try. Next guy that has definitely influenced me, and he is another scientific approach guy, is Sean Nalawane. You can find him. I forget his website, but like I said, I'll try to get a link to at least his site here on YouTube, or his page, or whatever the hell you call it. Yet again, science-based, very down-to-earth, talks on a level that you can understand him. And he's got a pretty good sense of humor. He does make fun of, you know, random things that happen at the gym, you know, gym bros, and things of that nature. But when it comes to lifting, he's all about you do it correct, and you do it so that something is proven. So that's what you stick with. And he's definitely, like I am, all about, if you want to make something grow, target that muscle. Don't do a movement that's going to do, you know, 6 different movements with the same weight, because it's not going to make you grow. Because one muscle group will handle weight, can handle more weight or less weight than the other group that you're working at the same time, and it doesn't make sense. So, you know, he also talks about food as well. Same thing with JeffNippard. And it's, you know, he's learned from his mistakes. And his mistakes, you know, one of the things that I know that he's done, because I've watched enough of his videos, is, you know, he did the old dirty bulk. Like I was saying back with Jeff about, you know, clean bulking versus dirty bulking. And it's basically, when you bulk, you want to get calories in, but you want the right calories. You want good sources of protein. You want good sources of fats and good sources of carbs. You don't want to be eating a birthday cake. You don't want to be eating Taco Bell. You don't want to be eating shit like that. You want to be eating your lean chicken, and you want to be eating a lot of it. You want to be eating a lot of your rice, cream of rice, oatmeal, clean white fish, you know, stuff like that. And it's very easy to find out. You watch these guys' videos, you're going to see over and over and over and over that this is the kind of stuff that guys do. And since I'm an amateur, and I've only really been on this journey for, you know, a year and a half, or maybe a year and 3/4 at this point, it's very easy, especially with new people like me, to fall into traps. And it's very nice to see that there are guys out there, especially in the cesspool of YouTube and other social media, that are about the science and about what works. And they cite studies, and they're just good guys to watch. I'd recommend it. One of my favorite things about Sean is the fact that he shits all over Athlean X and other guys that, I shouldn't even say guys, really. It's products and fads, like I was saying in my last video, that are ridiculous. They're not going to work. They're not sustainable. And, you know, you can't follow shit like that. You want to follow these guys, and they're not doing all these ridiculous movements. They're not on a I don't even know what kind of ball it is, where it's like flat bottom and it's got the ball and you're on it and you're trying to do could be like barbell. Oh Jesus, I'm really losing my mind today. They don't fluff it up for shit. So this is a great thing. So just take that, check it out, look them up. Another guy that truly, and this is old, and this has probably been played out a million times, is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold really brought bodybuilding to the mainstream, to the masses. And when I was growing up, going through the 80s, he was making huge movies with him and Stallone. Obviously, they weren't on the screen together because they were, basically 1A and 1B as far as their star power. But one of my favorite movies of all time is Predator. And you looked at those guys, and you had Schwarzenegger, you had the Body, Jesse the Body Ventura. You had Carl Weathers, you had Bill Duke, you had, I forget the gentleman's name, who played Billy. But all those were big, burly, like, kick-ass guys. And, you also had Carl Weathers and Arnold when they locked arms. And, I mean, it's an infamous scene where, he walks in and he hears, Dylan, as his character's name is. And he's like, "You son of a bitch." And they lock arms, and their biceps are insane. You looked at them, and when I was a kid, I was like, "Bro, that's fucking awesome out there." Yeah. And even to this day, when I watch it, it still gets me fired up. With CIA, got pushing too many pencils. He flicks his tie, and then the scene's over. But it's iconic in my mind. And Arnold, I've watched Pumping Iron a few times, and Arnold he was a machine. He worked out more, he wanted it more, he earned it, and it was very impressive. And in Pumping Iron, he talks about the pump, which is, I mean, it's infamous. It's like humming and all that jazz. So it was amazing to watch him. And his counterpart in Pumping Iron, Lou Ferrigno, another guy that blew me away for years. Because I used to watch the Incredible Hulk reruns when it was on TV. Just, that's how old I am. But Lou Ferrigno, even to this day, the guy is in absolutely insane shape. The guy takes care of himself and just he's incredible. But Arnold is definitely the number one guy that I always looked up to as far as the physique. I mean, his chest. I mean, and his wide lats in the back. He looked like the hood of a cobra. It was insane. And I'll never reach that height. He took steroids. He admitted it. I never will. I want to stay natural 100%. And I don't think at 44 years old that considering I've never really weightlifted before, gains actually come pretty easy for a guy like me because I'm losing a ton of weight, or I've lost a ton of weight, and I'm building muscle where I've never tried to do it before. And those two things are very, very good for changing your physique. So, Arnold, hats off to you, buddy. What a hell of a life. Another guy that a lot of people will know, a guy by the name of Lee Haney. Lee Haney was actually the first guy that I saw on a magazine cover that I looked at when I was young. I had two brothers, and they kind of worked out a little bit, but They had magazines around the house. You know, I mean, I think it was Flex magazine. I don't really remember because I was young. But Lee Haney, the look of him, it was like, holy shit. I mean, his veins are popping, arms are enormous. That was like, whoa. And I just remember that cover. And I flip through it, and I see the posing, and his thighs and his calves, and I mean, just the size of this guy was insane. You know, I have those guys, and then as far as like YouTube channels, I do follow bodybuilding.com because it's just kind of a source of everything. You know, they have great videos covering supplements, and it's the world of bodybuilding. Muscle and Fitness is another one, and those ones, they're always fun because I love to watch to see what people eat, and because it's helped me in my journey go after certain foods, and that's where from pretty much all these people, it's a combination of I've understood what eating clean is and how to do a body recomp, because they cover them in their channels. You know, is a body recomp possible? And pretty much everybody says yes. You just have to do it the right way. I think I've done it the right way. I've cut calories, high protein, low fat, extra carbs for working out, and just flat out energy. And it's worked. I'm living fucking proof of 250 pounds down that I can say, yes, I've done it. It works. Now I just got to start at, once I hit 200, I'd like to bulk up a little bit and then cut again, which is not going to be easy. But it's a goal. And if that's what I want to do, that's what I can do. So, you know, other guys that I watch is Fuad Abiad, and I hope I didn't butcher that. The guy's huge. He'll fucking kill me. He's down to earth guy. He talks meal planning. He talks rep ranges. Just an all around. He's a professional. And he's funny as hell. You know, I saw him on Muscle and Fitness, and he was, it was an off season that he was eating, and he's walking through the supermarket, and it's F this, and F this, and F that, and, you know, get yourself some F and this. I was laughing my ass off. So then I followed his channel, and that's helped me with my meal prep, as far as if I want X amount of something, I understand how to do it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world when you've never done it before. Another guy, actually, I'll just list these two guys at once, just because they're fucking, well, they're hilarious and they're successful, is Eddie Hall. One time, if he ever sees this video and he hears that, he's probably going to kill me. Is what it is. Strongman champ. And his buddy, I guess his yang to Eddie's yin, is Brian Shaw. Brian is 4-time world champ, strongest man. Plus, he's won the Shaw Classic. I mean, listen, you name something after yourself, you damn well better win it, because if you don't, you're never going to hear the end of it. But those two guys, they're hilarious, and they show me kind of a different side, because they're on the volume. They're not a bodybuilder they're not bodybuilders, they're strongmen. It's a different diet, different mentality, different way of lifting, and it's something that you can learn from if you go and you check them out. They both have the YouTube channels, and you know, a lot of times they're hanging out with each other, or maybe they're hanging out with other strongmen. They're going out to lunch, and you know, then they also show how they get to where they get. And I'll tell you, they're funny. They seem like cool guys. I'd love to hang out with them at some point, especially now that they're both retired. I mean, obviously they have lives and everything, but they just like, I mean, except if Eddie's got you cornered in a booth and he lets one rip. I've seen that video and it just didn't seem pretty. But these are the type of people that I enjoy watching because they give me small things here and there that help me out. And last guy that I'll mention is Ryan Humiston. And Ryan, one funny son of a bitch. Dry sense of humor. Absolutely just, he's funny shit. A lot of cultural references, which is right up my alley. I'm quoting movies all the time. Just pop references off the top of my head. Drives my wife crazy, but is what it is. So Ryan he's taking a little bit of heat from at least one guy that I listed, and that's because he doesn't, he kind of starts going outside the box a little bit with stuff. And what I mean by that is he shows you movements that are different that maybe some people don't agree with. And I've tried some of his movements, and sometimes you need to do new movements because you're so bored with the other thing and maybe it doesn't work for you perfectly, so you change your angle a little bit, so you change it up, you change the handle. And I think that Ryan, for a lot of his stuff, does a good job of that because he understands it does get boring. And he also talks about nutrition and scientific research, some of which I just can't fucking understand because I ain't that smart. I didn't think I'd ever get outsmarted by a bodybuilder, but we each have our lot in life. So, he's just another guy that I follow that he's just funny as hell. And I like the humor and I like the different exercises to see what sometimes will work and what sometimes won't. Because I do believe that your muscles at some point kind of plateau, and you need a little tweak here and there to change things up, and then you can probably go back to what you've done originally for the whole time, and it will work just perfectly fine. But those are some guys that I listed that have influenced me, from my eating to my workout routine to just when I was a kid and I had always been into sports growing up. That's why I always followed sports heroes. And I never thought I'd get into any sort of bodybuilding. But looking back, it wasn't just the sports heroes that I was into. It was bodybuilders. It was that idea of becoming just absolutely jacked. Because you'd look at Arnold on the big screen and you're like, damn, that guy's enormous. He's jacked. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, ooh. Hulk Hogan, another one. Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Ric Flair. These guys were larger than life characters, and they had the muscles. I mean, the Ultimate Warrior, he would fucking scream down into the squared circle, and he'd be smashing on the ropes, and he'd be out of control. And you were, especially as a kid, you were like, oh man. And then you'd always hear Hogan talk about, he'd be like, 24-inch pythons. And I'll never hit 24-inch. I don't even know his were 24-inch. Because this was wrestling. It was to make people larger than life. It was that was the goal, that was the key. And Vince McMahon did it like nobody else. But I don't know. I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody because I thought it was a cool topic, especially on a rainy day and I wasn't doing much. And if anybody has, any influences or anything like that, bring them on. Let me know down in the comments below. Or also check out my Instagram. Same thing, Bariatric Bernie, all one word. And you can catch me over there. I'll be posting some vids and pics and all that stuff. And I don't know. Let's see where this thing goes. So I hope everybody out there is going to have a nice day today. I hope you're going to the gym, and I'll let you know if I hit the 2 a day today. I'm going to wait till my wife gets home. Check with her to see if it's all right. So, Bariatric Bernie signing off. I'm out of here. Go kick some ass at the gym. Later.